congratulations to the holy name of the Lord. Number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. Number 8, to consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities offered in the Vedas, known as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Number 9, to instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. Number 10, to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. Let us offer our humble obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. Once again, I thank everyone for joining the Bhakti Sangha conference call today. Let us move on to our next session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class. May I know who all have joined the call this morning?
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharajas, and all glories to the assembled devotees. This is Tiffany in Pennsylvania. Hare Krishna, so lovely to see your face this morning.
Hare Krishna, Tiffany Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from Texas. Nice to see you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call every day and hosting this. And always your beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. This is Shama Gauri Devidasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Devi Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining this call, Mataji, and all your services and making us this part of this family. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Very happy to see you. With us.
Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasini Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for doing the call and all your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, Sat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. Yashamati from Chicago.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call and always beautiful chanting. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mega Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. This is Arvind Das from Chicago. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Arvind Daksha Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for always joining the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to all the assembled devotees. This is Sushmita from Canada.
Hare Krishna, Sushmita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anyone else on the call who would like to introduce themselves?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
I cannot hear
my humble obeisances to all the. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
I
now?
can hear you now, yes. Yes, I could not catch your name, Mataji.
Okay, Jyoti Mataji, Jyoti Mataji.
Jyoti Mataji, oh, okay. Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji, please accept my. Yeah, now I can hear you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Jyoti Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Thank you so much for joining the call always. Hare Krishna.
Very happy to join. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to you and everyone else. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Manisha from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna, Manisha Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for joining the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we'll move to the next session. Welcome to the Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we're very fortunate to have His Grace Pran Govind to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 2, verse 22. Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Before I hand over the call, I would like to hand over to the call to Srila Prabhuji for a brief introduction to the Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. A brief introduction about Prabhuji. His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji was born in Komila, Ampi Nagara in East Pakistan in the year 1962, and Prabhuji later shifted to Tripura, India. It was in 1971 when he saw Srila Prabhupada for the first time during a program when he decided to become a devotee. In 1977, he visited Mayapur for the first time and was initiated by Bhavananda Maharaj in 1979. From 81 to 86, Prabhuji was working in Mayapur as a guest house manager. In 86, during the 500th anniversary of Lord Chaitanya, he served as the first general manager in Mayapur, managing the Gaur Purnima festival. From 80 to 89, Prabhuji served as a facilitator of prasadam and accommodations for GBC, sannyasis, devotees, and life members. He also served as the life membership director and fundraiser for the Mayapur temple. In 89, His Holiness Bhakticharu Swami Maharaj and His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj kindly took him with them to the travel across Europe. They then brought him to America, where His Holiness Badrinarayan Maharaj and His Holiness Mukunda Goswami, who knew him from Mayapur, engaged him in cultivating congregational services in San Diego, California. Prabhuji took to Vanaprastha in 2012. For many years, he has been serving the devotee community in Alachua temple every day. Prabhuji travels across various parts of America, preaching the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Brief introduction, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji, back to you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a brief introduction. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you again so much for your giving us your valuable time and association. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mother Mega Devi. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. Nice to see you, Prahladananda Prabhu. I'm adding little bit on Sureshwar Prabhu's introduction. I'm just a servant of Bhakti Japa Sangha group also. Thank you for Mother Shema Gauri and all of you to allow me to serve you through Harikatha, and I really appreciate. This is a wonderful Sangha. So today we began the session with 88 years old man who went through a big trauma that caused him to become devotee. And then he turned his face, 88 years, that's calculated, sense gratification and end of pure devotion, pure bhakti. How that big transformation took place, it began with today's verse to me. It could be any verse of these few verses here. But this is very much appealing. I was reading this morning that all the devotee wants to be a pure devotee. That's true. Anybody comes to ISKCON, Prabhupada already predicted he should become a preacher and guru. I was like surprised Prabhupada said like that. Everybody join in ISKCON should bring others. But then how this transformation took place, hopefully we'll discuss and you all can participate. So I would like to sing a song, Mother Mega Devi, if you could put this out. Thank you. This is, of course, is not for you all, it's mine. I can relate to that because those are the quality I have. But then Srila Prabhupada says, Mahabhagavat, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he also, Prabhupada said, they can feel, there's a genuine feeling. And then I was thinking, Mother Joshoda also feels, who am I? When she was bewildered by the universal form inside the mouth of her son. I'm just an ordinary woman. Then she was about to cut the relationship with Krishna, then Yogamaya intervened. So this kind of regrets, repents, it's required. Nanda Maharaj was regretting, why didn't I die when Krishna left Vrindavan? So this is a common thing. And in the material world, it is not there, but in spiritual journey, we began. So hopefully I'm praying to all of you. Please help me. Also pray for me, because you all are, I'm sure, sometime in your life regret. And you saw that advancement in spiritual path actually began with that. If we do not acknowledge our mistake in the material world, we cannot correct. Acknowledge means we have to repent and regret, and then correction begins. So this today's verse is very appealing to this, how Jamil, 88 years old, how did he do? And then he went for 13 years sadhana. Now not most, maybe all of you are already doing the sadhana. What Ajamil going to do? He didn't start yet his sadhana. He's going to start, but before this serious sadhana, what caused Vaikuntha airplane to come to take? We have many wonderful lessons to learn from this chapter, and especially this sloka. I'm not a singer, as I am mentioning before, so please tolerate me. I'll try, but I love that song. আমার জীবন সদা পাপের নাহি পুণ্যের লেশ পরের উদ্বেগ দিয়াছি যে কত দিয়াছি জীবের ক্লেশ নিজ সুখ লাগি পাপে নাহি ডরি দয়াহীন স্বার্থপর পর সুখে দুঃখী সদা মিথ্যা ভাষী পর দুঃখ সুখ অশেষ কামনা হৃদি মাঝে মোর ক্রোধী দম্ব পরায়ণ মদ মত সদা বিষয়ে মোহিত হিংসা গর্ব বিভূষণ হিংসা গর্ব বিভূষণ নিদ্রালসতম সুকার্যে বিরত অকার্যে যোগিয়ামি প্রতিষ্ঠা লাগিয়া সৎচরণ লোভ হত সদা করি লোভ হত সদা এ হেন দুর্জন sajjana varjita aparadi nirantara subhakarja shuna sadhanartamana nana dukhe jara jara nana dukhe jara jara Vardakhe kana upaya bihin tate dina akinchana bhakati binoda prabhuracharane kare dukho nivedana kare dukho Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva. Hare Krishna. Prabhus and mothers, can we read the translation? One.
Yes, Prabhuji. I am an impious sinner and have caused others great anxiety and trouble. Yes. Anybody else can read second?
I can go, Mataji. I have never hesitated to perform sinful act for my own enjoyment, devoid of all compassion, concerned only with my own selfish interest. I'm remorseful seeing others happy. I'm a perpetual liar, and the misery of others is a source of great pleasure for me.
Hare Krishna, the material desires within the core of my heart are unlimited. I am wrathful, devoted to false pride and arrogance, intoxicated by vanity, and bewildered by worldly affairs. Excuse me. Envy and egotism are the ornaments I wear.
Hare Krishna, can you read?
Hare Krishna.
Ruined by laziness and sleep, I resist all pious deeds. Yet I am very active and enthusiastic to perform wicked acts. For worldly fame and reputation, I engage in the practice of deceitfulness. Thus, I am destroyed by my own greed and am always lustful. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. A vile, wicked man such as this, rejected by godly people, is a constant offender. I am such a person, devoid of all good works, forever inclined toward evil, worn out and wasted by various miseries. Hare Krishna.
Now, in old age, deprived of all means of success, humbled and poor, Bhaktivinoda submits his tale of grief at the feet of the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mothers and Prabhus. So today's session is from Srimad Bhagavatam 6th Canto, 2nd chapter, text 22. I would request everyone to invite Lord Vasudev and place him in your consciousness and worship him with this mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nastaprayesu abhadreshu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki. Mukham karati vachalam pangullangayate girim Jat kripa tamaham bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanya Isharam Paramananda Madhavam. So today's verse is 22. Since all of you are joining every day to hear these topics, and if there is anyone new, I would like to give a little introduction to the verse, and then we are going to begin with the verse. So this is about Ajamil's second chance. There's two chances he had in his early life. I can relate my own life actually, but I don't want to go in details. It's scary. And I'm glad where I am today by the mercy of Prabhupada and all the ISKCON devotees, because they tolerate and they push. Eventually, I don't have any bhakti, but still I feel very secure. The path I'm following is so convincing. The best. I will never buzz with any other, because it gives such assurance. So similarly, Ajamil's second chance, the Vishnu Dutas, he was hearing, rebuked the Jamadutas for their misjudgment of the situation. Quite remarkable. And they established that Ajamil's inoffensive and desperate chanting was the most powerful atonement in the universe. This is such a wonderful. Yesterday was Prabhupada's taking sannyas, yesterday. So we are discussing few senior devotees, and Pushkar Prabhu mentioned that how at the sannyas ceremony, Prabhupada was chanting. And even his sannyas guru said, little quiet. And Prabhupada went more loudly chanting. Now, I'm not saying anybody to do that, to repeat, what Prabhupada did. But it was very striking. I never thought very deeply. Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, who is a pure devotee, Prabhupada said, his god brother, he said, at that moment I knew this sadhu has so much faith on holy name. Anybody comes in contact with him. That time there was no ISKCON. He's still in India, just taking sannyas, 1959. And Prabhupada exhibited this, and Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj told this to B.B. Govinda Maharaj, that I knew that the moment he took sannyas, that his activity was very unusual. He has a so strong faith on Guru Maharaj and strong faith on the holy name, these two things. And you can see in the Jaladuta song, he composed the same thing. Bhakti nai vedanai name boradhara. Bhakti Vedanta nam eve sarthakta. I don't have a devotion or knowledge, but I have a strong faith on my Guru Maharaj and the holy name. So this chapter is such a wonderful. We can see why Prabhupada's purport are so illuminating. So as I said, that Vishnudutta established Ajamil's inoffensive and desperate chanting was the most powerful atonement in the universe. Simply by once chanting the holy name of Narayan, this Brahmana has become free from the reaction of sinful life. Indeed, he has been freed not only from the sins of this life, but from the sins of many, many thousands of their life. Bhakti is so powerful, Prabhus and mothers. I do not have, but I have a strong faith on that. I believe that. Bhakti is so powerful that it is not only destroys sinful reaction, but simultaneously uproots the desire of material enjoyment from within the heart. And Ajamil was miraculously released. The Vishnuduttas disappeared. I'm creating the scenery where this verse, today's verse started speak. He spoke. And the confused Jamadutas immediately returned. They were confused. They returned to their leader, Jamaraj, who is a great devotee. And today the Jamaraj is actually Nitya Siddha. I'm sure he is also listening right now, our discussion, because Prabhupada did say, or maybe he already joined in the Zoom. Prabhupada said he comes in the, wherever this discussion takes place. So if any one of you see in the Zoom that you never saw them or never saw him or her, could be Jamaraj with his entourage. So Jamaraj, the Ajamil lamented. This is the verse began. His wayward past. Prabhus and mothers, we all need to do this. Whether you are already doing it, three stages. Either we are already crossed these three modes. On the other side, looking at this, we may be in this body, not that death is like crossing the material ocean. No, you can be in this body. It can be also in the spiritual level of consciousness or spiritual existence. So you could be there. Some of you might be. Or you maybe have 2 feet on 2 sides, material and spiritual. And you are crossing all the thoughts and your friend, family, everybody, you helping them to come other side. Or maybe, Jiva Goswami Pad said, you could be in the material world still, but you're focusing on the spiritual world. So each one of you can figure it out where you are, or maybe you're switching position, I'm not sure. Ajamil lamented his wayward past and was astonished at his great fortune. Prabhus and mothers, we need to do this both, every day. It is compulsory, required. How Krishna consciousness, ISKCON has made us fortune, Bhagavan. Fortune doesn't mean we are better than other soul. We have to be very careful. Fortune means somehow or other, we are being pulled into our origin. That doesn't mean we are better than other soul. There's a very fine line. We have to be merciful always to them. They can be fortunate through us. So we need to do that. So what did Ajamil do? He resolved to resume his spiritual life in all seriousness. He resumed and thus journeyed to the holy city of Hardwar. Within few days or week, you will see that verse coming. So today's verse relate with that. So he regrets. Without regrets, you are not stepping in the serious spiritual life. So with that note, we are going to begin our today's sloka. Thank you, Mata. I want to read the synonyms first, and then I would request maybe some Matajis and Prabhujis, you can recite. We can have 3 person, or we can have 3 Matajis, 3 Prabhus. Prabhupada actually made that standard. It was accepted, so it's like wonderful. I like to read the synonym first, because so that when we are chanting, we are aware what those words actually relating. It is our journey within. We are writing. Ajamil is writing in his diary. Every moment he was writing, and he's expressing, Sukdev Goswami is expressing, and we also have to write. So here it says, Bijaha, the Brahmana, Ajamil, Pashat, from the noose. Nirmuktaha, being released. Gata vihi, freed from fear. Prakritim, gataha, came to his senses. Fear is a very powerful emotion. Hate is also a very powerful emotion, and we all have. We should engage those emotions to come to this point. Bhavande offered his respectful obeisances. Shirasha, by bowing his head. Vishnu, of Lord Vishnu. Kinkaran, unto the servants. Darshanaha utsavaha, very pleased by seeing them. So I'll recite one time, and then I would request the devotees to recite. Dijaha pasad binirmukta gata vih prakritim gataha bhavande shirasha Vishnu kinkaran darshana utsavaha. Please recite.
Vijaha pashad vinirmukto gatabihi prakritim gataha vavande shirasa Vishnu kinkaran darshanotsabaha.
Dvijaha pasad vinirmukto gatabihi prakrutim gataha vavande sirsa Vishnu kinkaran darsan utsava. Hari Bol.
Wonderful.
Vijaha prasad vinirmukto gatabihi prakritim gata vavande shirasha Vishnu kinkaran darshanosava.
Vijaha prapasad vinirmukto gatabihi prakritim gataha bhavande sirasa Vishnoho kinkaran darasan uschavaha.
Very good. Any more, or we should go? Anyone else?
Dvijapasad vinirmukto gata bihi prakritim gata vavande shirshad Vishnu kinkaram darsanotsava. Hare Krishna.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Dvijaha pasad vinirmukto gata bihi prakritim gataha bhavande shirasa Vishnoho kinkaran darshanotsabaha. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay, the translation and purport by His Divine Grace, our dear Srila Prabhupada, is Bhaktivedanta Swami. Translation: having been released from the nooses of Jamaraj's servants, the Brahmana Ajamil now free from fear, came to his senses and immediately offered obeisances to the Vishnudutas by bowing his head at their lotus feet. He was extremely pleased by their presence, for he had seen them save his life. He had seen them save his life from the hands of the servant of Jamaraj. Would someone like to read the purport?
Yes,
because
Prabhuji,
I like
can
to
I read?
hear better. Yes.
Can I read, Prabhuji?
Yes, ma'am.
Vaishnavas are also Vishnu Dutas because they carry out the order of Krishna. Lord Krishna is very eager for all the conditioned souls rooting in this material world to surrender to him and be saved from material punches in this life and punishment in hellish condition after death. A Vaishnava therefore tries to bring conditioned souls to their senses. Those who are fortunate like Ajamila are saved by the Vishnu Dutas or Vaishnavas, and thus they return back home, back to Godhead.
Thank you. I'm looking for blessing from all of you and from Guru Gauranga, Guru Parampara. You can join together. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasa Ghenanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurube Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhayam Dadati Padantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Simate Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschat Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataru Vesha Kripa Sindhubhaye Vacha Patitanam Pavane Snabebho Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. This is a beautiful chapter actually, and especially this sloka to me is very enlivening, illuminating my heart. You know, I read this 3 times, yesterday and today. I had some other program in between I read also. It reminded me of Tamal Krishna Maharaj's beautiful pastimes he wrote. There one day morning when Srila Prabhupada woke up, he says he had a wonderful dream. This is just before he left this world in 77, November. He said he had a dream Vishnu Dutas came to take him. And Prabhupada said he loved Tamal Krishna Maharaj because he is always intriguing. Tamal Krishna Maharaj says, then what happened? Prabhupada said, well, I was not exactly ready. It was just like this. We are conversing. And they also came here in Vrindavan and how they look like, Prabhupada? He said, they look very unique. I got little confused because they have a blue eye. And I see a lot of my disciples in the West, they have a blue eye. It was a very interesting discussion, Tamal Krishna Maharaj said. But of course, Tamal Krishna Maharaj said he was scared because he didn't want Prabhupada to leave. So, but it was very interesting. Prabhupada already had going back home was already on his way, just waiting. It was very interesting. So this preparation, by the mercy of Vaishnava, Guru, Sadhu, and this Bhakti Japa Sangha group, everybody going to go through this. Whether you are embracing easily, joyfully, or it's going to make you come to this stage of embracing Krishna consciousness fully, full-heartedly. If you easily take it, will be easy journey. If you resent, if you really try to escape from it, you will be able to escape for some time, but then when you come back, you will regret double. So, or maybe triple, or maybe 10 times more. I give you a small example of during Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur time. I just have one question to ask, just to see where the audience are. Can someone help me? Was Ajamil good person or bad person? Just a simple question.
Good person.
Good person in, can you give a little complete sentence, mother? I'm sorry, I should have asked the question then. Give me a little explanation, one line.
He was true to himself.
He was
true to himself. He was honest to himself.
He was honest to you.
Then he was honest to his conduct. Means what he felt, he did that. He was not double-standard.
Very good. Thank you. Means he regretted, he repented, he acknowledged. Very good. He was true to himself, means he acknowledged that this material existence. But you know, I love sex, TV, making money, enjoying this, you know, I mean, literary, Prabhu's and mother. I had 11 houses, rental houses. I mean, I can reflect back. So you are right. I see now this is just wasting time. There was no real pleasure. It's some kind of hallucination. The more you have or whatever the way you want to have, you will be happy. Yes, you may not agree right now, because if you are like beginning your life with a big vision, but at the end, you will come to the same conclusion. Why did I wasted my life? I should have become serious early life. Then I would have a much better, joyful life. Well, there was a guru who was visiting a Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur time. Many examples are true example given. I don't know if any Bengali person in this audience. We have almost 40 devotees in the Facebook and YouTube and here, there. No, more than 40. It's just in the Zoom. Oh, you're Bengali, Prabhu?
Prabhu, from 1958 born to 79, schooling, college, সব কিছু ক্যালকাটায় পুরো পরিষ্কার বাংলা কথা বলতে পারি, লিখতে পারি, গান করতে পারি। আমি বাঙালি, though I'm a South Indian, but I'm born and brought up. But so I don't know how do you take it.
Okay. I don't, Mother Nilambari Radha. 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 Mother You have raised hand.
Yes, Prabhu, I'm Bengali.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea you're Bengali. Very good. Thank you. If you are a true Bengali, I don't know if a South Indian raised in a Bengali will get the flavor of Bengali, because for a Bengali, fish is like a ice cream and cake for the West.
Macher jal.
Macher jal. Jaler fall. We made we used to play a drama in the preaching. How the Bengali thinks. To a Bengali, I don't know if you got that, Prabhu, because you are South Indian blood, so maybe, maybe not. I'm not trying to put you down or up, but for a Bengali, they think fish is like a ice cream and cake to the Americans. They cannot live without.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, in Radhastami, I asked this Gurukuli boy, I thought you said you are completely full. You cannot eat anymore. You just grab this cake. He said, for a cake, you don't need a stomach problem. You can eat anytime. So I was like, oh, then I started thinking, for an American, whether your stomach is full or not, it doesn't matter for a cake or ice cream. You can eat even if you ate too much. So for a Bengali like this, so Guru went to the village of Bengali and he started preaching, and a lot of people came, got initiated. One family came, and wife told the husband, I'm not going to give up fish eating. We can take initiation, but not giving up fish eating. Let's make it clear between us before we go further to Guru. He said, well, we'll ask. We don't know what's the rules regulation. Maybe we can be Hare Krishna with the fish eating every day. But that was not the case. Guru says 4 regulative principles. There were actually 6. Bhaktivinoda Thakur right. There were 6. Prabhupada made it into 4. 2 were just in a short that no deceiving means they have a song. I won't go into that route. That on the right hand Japamala, on the left hand fish. Till today, beside the ISKCON, till today, a lot of Vaishnavas does this. I personally interviewed. I asked this family in Mayapur, how can you eat fish? God doesn't eat. And that Prabhu, he said, we don't eat when God is awake. I said, excuse me, I didn't understand. He said, we put the God into sleep at 8:30 every night, and then we cook fish. Like they go around so many ways, like till today they eat. So the family could not take initiation, except the man was very determined. No, I'm scared of life. I want to go back. I'm tired. I'm scared of this. So Guru says, well, I'll initiate you, and you're going to start following these 4 regulative principles. Just like in ISKCON we did in the beginning, not now. Now you have to follow 6 months, 1 year before you get initiated. But first initiation batch, there was no rules regulation. Next day, Prabhupada wrote it by hand on the board. And they got scared. Achyutananda Prabhu remembers, he told me a few times. So then the man told Guru, I'm serious, Gurudev, but I do have a serious problem of giving up eating fish. What should I do? He said, if you follow my instruction, then you will come over. And I just read other day, few days before, Prabhupada told the same thing to another disciple. You think you have a problem in your life? I can kick out all your problem. I was like, wow, Prabhupada doesn't say it like very heavily like this. He said, I can kick out all your problem, provided you follow my instruction. It's the same thing. And then Guru said, you cannot give up fish. He said, no, Gurudev, I want to give up, but it's difficult. He said, I can put a little trap. Just follow my instruction. He said, okay. He said, you buy a big fish that you like that size or whatever. Hang the fish in front of your japa sitting. And chant in front of the fish for a while. So first day, no problem. But the disciple had a doubt. My God, before I was having a fish only on the plate of, table or dining table or lunch table. But now fish is in front of me. And all the time he's chanting, but fish is hanging there. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, fish started smelling horrible. I don't know if you all know. Early days we used to go to Navadvip. I mean, I didn't have a bad smell of fish in my life until I came to Navadvip. In my village, I never saw that. In Navadvip, they maybe it's not there anymore, but in early 80s and late 70s, I used to go there for shopping for temple, Ishkan temple, and we used to go pass through that fish smell. Anyway, that person, after 3 days, the wife started complaining, "You're making the whole house smell fish." He said, "I'm following my guru." So he went to the guru's ashram. "Gurudev, you'll be here for a few days, and I'm having already problem after initiation. The smell, I cannot focus." And the family started complaining. He said, "Just tolerate, it's all right." "For how long?" So it's okay, don't worry. Just keep on going. I'll tell you when it will be, time is over. It went 4th day. Oh, they cannot even sleep or enter into the house. It's disgusting. Prabhus and mothers, you may not understand this if you don't have that experience of horrible old fish smell. It's really disgusting, worse than stool. On 5th day, wife gave a warning to him. "You better take it out or I'm going to leave you." He said, "I can't disobey my guru's instruction." So then he went to guru. He said, "I threw up yesterday 7 times. I could not eat whole day. I'm still chanting." He said, "Just tolerate 1 more day." "Gurudev, I already threw up yesterday. Today I'm like, I didn't eat anything. I'm still feeling like throwing up. I'm sick. Family wants to leave me." "Just 1 more day. It's okay. I'll come by tomorrow and see." It was sickening, sickening, and sickening. But he was loyal to his guru's instruction, kept the fish hanging for 7 days. And he's almost like fainting. On the 7th day, Guru came. So what happened before? So Gurudev, before I only had a fish on the meal time. But after following your instruction, I had a fish in the dream, fish when I close my eye, when I open my eyes in front, everywhere fish, fish, fish. What happened now? I do not want, I never want to see the fish or ever touch the fish. He said, that is required. Now you can throw the fish and clean the place. And now you chant, fish will never come in your life. Of course, some of you are thinking, gosh, do I really have to go through that life, that kind of experience to give up the material sense gratification? Well, brothers and mothers, its choice is yours. You can choose to give up with consciousness, transformation, which will be easy, smooth ride, or you're going to go through that horrible experience. Holy Name will create this. You will not create. Holy Name will create because Holy Name wants you to come back. So I'm going to show you a small PowerPoint presentation. How you can transform your consciousness and remain sober, gentle, progressive in spiritual path. So bear with me. I want someone to tell me if you see what I'm trying to show.
Yep, it's visible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice. Can someone read this? Please help me with that.
Ichha dvesa samuthena Dvandva mohena bharata sarvabhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. Hari Bol.
Just to let you know how you came to this world and how you'll get out of this world, this verse tells you. Krishna is telling this. Prabhu, please translation also.
O scion of Bharat, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by dualities arising from desire and hate.
We have to give up both, and you can. Now, how much you have given up, it's up to you. You can ask yourself if you have these 8 symptoms. If you did not have these 8 symptoms, maybe still there. Maybe you already have the 8 symptoms and you don't have anymore. Do you follow 4 regulatory principles strictly? Then you already crossed. So first symptom out of 8 symptoms, first symptom. Oh, can someone read this, please? The sloka. This is also in Bhagavatam.
Atma
Atma
apahata papna.
Go ahead, Mata.
Atma apahata papna vijaro vimrityur vishoko vichikhatso apipashu satyakama satya sankalpahasto anveshtavayaha.
Very good. So if you are already, or I mean, I'm just requesting, don't, please do not be judgmental or sentimental, be transcendental, means you can only check your own consciousness where you are. These are the 8 symptoms. In a short, if you don't have any desire to break this 4 regulatory principle, then congratulations, you already graduated, number 1. Second is, you are not afraid of old age or, now fear of Maya is healthy, but you're not bothered with it, that you feel Prabhupada and Krishna will be there to your life. Bijoro, you don't say, oh, I'm not feeling well, I can't chant today because I'm not feeling well. No, whether you're sick or you're not sick or healthy, you are still chanting. Then you are all, congratulations. Second point. Third, I came to Hare Krishna. I wish I could also enjoy, in my early life, a little more sense gratification. And if you don't have, congratulations. You also got the 4th point. 5th point, do you feel some desire to serve the Lord, serve the devotees, serve holy name? Congratulations. You are actually crossing. These are the 8 symptoms, according to Prabhupada and our acharyas, Viraragava acharyas. 6, apipasha, you're not hankering. One is lamentation, one is hankering. They're not same thing. One is fast, because in this world, people live by having list. Having list. If I have this, if I have this, if I have this, then I'll do this, I'll do this. Prabhu said, Mother, why? So I'll be happy, but having list first. Then there's another group, they have a doing list first. If I allow to do this, then I will have this. Then what? Then I'll be happy. Happy is at the end. So these are not same. They're opposite list, having list and doing list. Then number 7 is Sattakama. Do you really desire to serve the Lord and go back home? Then congratulations. Sattva Sankalpa. Did you take a vow? I'm not going to give up following Prabhupada. I'm not going to give up chanting. Congratulations. Now come to the 3rd slides. Can someone read this, please? Mother Nilambari Radha, is that the same mother? Because I don't know who helped me this one slide.
No, no, Prabhuji, I didn't help you for this slide. You are saying the slide?
Yeah, this only this point. I was rushing this morning and I tried to put it together. And there is a Mother Nilambari Radha that was in my class in IBM, Iskon Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya, and she helps me once in a while when I rush.
I was there.
But you have seen. Oh, you were there?
Yeah.
So okay. But somebody named Nilambari Radha. Maybe you can read this one.
The process and result of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in their hearts within a short time. Hare Krishna.
Very good. So I have a question to all of you. Please answer, whoever can. Do you really want Krishna to be in your heart? You may say, well, isn't Krishna in my heart? No, that's super soul and Krishna in Tattagata, consideration of Tattva, ontological truth, they are same. Yes. But Lilagata Vichar, they are not same. One will act like a judge. One will act like a reciprocal. A big difference. One is your friend, one is judge. You may be the father or mother of judge, but you cannot order the judge in the court. You can order in your home. When your son comes, he may be judge, but you can say, son, give me a glass of water. He may be judge in the court, but he will bring you a glass of water. But you cannot enter into the court and judge is there. He said, judge, give me a glass of water. No, nobody can order judge. So big difference, Paramatma and Krishna. Krishna will enter in your heart when you hear Bhagavatam. And I'm sure some of you probably already conversing with Krishna like this. Congratulations. Please pray for me. So I want to do that. I have a greed for that. And those who are not, learn these tricks. It's not a tricks, it's a transcendental tricks. When you listen, it's called Sravanam. You hear the knowledge enters through your ear. I mentioned this many times. I'm going to mention this 1,000,000 times because this is the process we follow. Then we go further. How? By contemplating. Contemplating on it, you know what will happen? It will enter into the head. When it enters into the head, your intelligence can grab it. If it did not go to the head, intelligence cannot grab it. You need intelligence to hold it. Prabhupada says, "Na jujjate sada atmasthito jata bhakti ashraya." We need bhakti, but to do bhakti, you need intelligence to guide you to stay in bhakti. There's a very fine line. When that captured by intelligence, you can internalize. Please write it down in your consciousness. You can internalize only at that time. Then what will happen? You can apply. You will apply, not can. You will apply because it's such a fascinating. Further than that, at that time, it does three things. It purifies your consciousness in the heart. It enters into the heart and start purifying your way of thinking, your way of feeling, your way of respecting others, your gratitude developing. Heart becomes fertile ground. It's like a festival. Just like Prabhupada, today's verse, last word, it says, Utsava. You will feel what Ajamil is feeling. You will feel, mothers and Prabhus. Or maybe you all are already feeling. You are in that advanced stage. Then what it called in Sanskrit, called Vigyan. Three things: it purifies and it transforms your consciousness. Mystically, you will experience a satisfaction much more nourishing, more than any experience you had, sex or anything. Why Ajam is feeling so happy? Prabhupada in translation, he said it's like he was so happy. What is that happy? He's still old. He still is the same body. What happened? That regret transformed. And consciousness changed. He was experiencing satisfaction. So when we hear something, please remember this. It enters your heart. It will not register. Registration is required, conscious effort. The cashier has to click on the bottom, the registration, register, cash register opens. Then you put the money there. Similarly, we need to do this. First hearing, then contemplate. Of course, Prabhupada said, we should not hear like a hawk. And I was thinking like, why Prabhupada saying it should not hear like a hawk? Hawk is having a big ear. I don't know if you saw. I'm sure some of you has experience. Google has hawk. Hawk has a big ear, but actually it cannot understand philosophy. So hearing like a hawk means being in animal consciousness, staying in animal consciousness, not becoming one's consciousness raised by hearing, not becoming illuminated, not purified, not transformed by hearing. That is hearing like a hawk. After hearing, we contemplate. It is required. Then reflection will start. So scripture says sense gratification leads to misery, which we discuss. When we discuss, we may not grasp it. No, I still like sex. How is that? Shastra says is because we are not applying the Bhagavatam this way. Then you will come on your own. Now I feel a happiness in that chanting. I feel a connection, making my conviction, determination so good. I don't care any material enjoyment. You have to come on that platform. Now let's go back. Because of the time I'm looking also, time is ticking. I wanted to show something. Can someone tell me where is Pran Govind Das? In the middle. There's a two opposite current. This is Narad Muni speaking to Daksha Maharaj. In this canto will come later. There's a two opposite current. So here Pran Govind Das in the middle. Can someone see that? The border. That's where Lord Shiva actually decide. Before you go to spiritual world, you have to pass through Lord Shiva's abode called Kailas Dham, above Devi Dham. You're not in the material world. You're not in the spiritual world either. I'm a serious devotee. Yes, but where are you? In the border? Don't stay in the border too long. Cross the border. Go that side. Otherwise, chance to come back here. That's why we see the stalwart. Many great devotees sometimes even goes. Like Ramgoti Prabhu. He was initiated by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Can you imagine? He had to go to hell. If we have time, we'll narrate that story in a short. Very nice. And he gave a very dramatic explanation what happened. Because you think like as a devotee, we never have to go to hell. That's not true. Well, as a devotee in devotee consciousness, maybe not. Now, this is what recently we were studying. And I want to share with you this, that in ISKCON, we have to be very careful. As a practitioner, you all are leader. Because Prabhupada said, anybody join ISKCON, they have to become guru and preach. So you have to qualify yourself and preach, means you all are leader. You have to be able to cope with pluralism. Don't fall for it and it will distract you or it will slow your progress. Let's look at 5 pluralistic causes of conflict. What are those? Because of the time, I'm just jumping into quick. First is value conflict. So value conflict is like some of you may not relate, but some of you will say, oh yes, this Maharaj said like this, that we should just follow Prabhupada. We should be just, and anybody is not coming, forget it, just you go on. Then another Maharaj comes, he said, be compassionate with everyone. You are creating a platform for them to come. Be kind to the meat-eater even. Try to attract them. Do something to attract them. Go to Jogo Center. Go to festival place, sell books, distribute books, do Harinam. Create an atmosphere. Present yourself with that atmosphere that will attract people to come to ISKCON. Because we need to do 2 things to get Krishna Prem. Mahaprabhu says. Nacho ga bhakta sange karo sankirtan, Krishna nami upadesi taro sarvajan. We have to do achar and prachar. We have to practice ourselves, become serious, also be compassionate to others so that they can come and join. It's not a one way. We are not Bhajana Nandi going in Radha Kund, hiding in a cave, and I will get Radha Krishna. But you don't get Radha Krishna without Mahaprabhu. I mean, I take it back. You can get Radha Krishna, it will take million lives. Or you can take Mahaprabhu and get in this life. You can make the choice. If you want Mahaprabhu, then you have to follow Mahaprabhu's instruction. He made it very clear. You have to practice and preach. He did not say. That's why Prabhupada made this ISKCON society. It's the only community where we recruit newcomers every day. Every day. Like this guy right now, I have another person this week, one from South Korea, just visiting. He didn't start yet chanting. I'm going to just introduce him in 1 or 2 days. He's a visitor to America first. Some or other, I met him, and it was very interesting. So we are be aware of this value conflict. What does that mean? Means there is a chart of conservative and liberal spectrum. I don't like that Maharaj's view because he's like saying we have to be only serious about spiritual life. He doesn't talk about preaching so much. The other Maharaj, he talks only about preaching, not so much about personal improvement. Prabhus and mothers, this is a wrong conclusion. Do not see that way. It will be always there. Conservatives, they value obedience, acceptance of authority. Whereas liberals, they value the topless priorities, fairness, equitable treatment, justice. In ISKCON, Prabhus and mothers, both conservative so-called and liberal so-called will embrace all these values. And we do. In our leadership, in the GBCs, I'm not there, but I hear every time. They have a mutual respect for each other's opinion, even though it looks like sometimes opposite. So value conflicts are caused by parties having different criteria to evaluate ideas, situations, other persons. Values becomes like what's his name? I forgot now. Krishna. Devamrita Swami. He said it's like a big elephant in the room. Sukhakar Prabhu, if you have an elephant in your room, will that be visible? Yes. Everybody will see in a room. When we don't like someone, our inside is like a big elephant, but nobody see it. I don't like that Maharaj. He said something. I don't like it. So my feeling is like a big elephant in the house. Be very careful. This elephant, this hidden elephant, these values are what actually driving the disagreement and creating diversity. Be very careful. Try to embrace whatever he's or she's saying and try to, you can ask for further clarification, but don't create an elephant in your own heart, like an elephant in a room. Next. Thank you. Next, relationship conflicts. Why I brought this? Because this is blocking hundreds and thousands of devotees' spiritual progression. And Ajamil demonstrated a wonderful regret like this. So relationship conflicts, you all are more educated than me. I'm just sharing what I understood. The people's misconception, misperception, miscommunication create this. It's interpersonal disharmony, like experience of how a clear email, it happened. One Prabhu sent an email to another Prabhu, and that Prabhu got angry and called me even. He said, how dare he send like this? I said, what happened? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to mention the topics. So I called. He said, oh, no. I said, don't. I didn't put the don't. Oh, maybe by mistake. But actually, no, it was there. But when he read, he some or other missed that. Do, don't, like NT was like some or other eyes were like not giving that opportunity to see don't instead of see do. So then that devotee apologized to him. Oh, I'm so sorry, I was angry with you. I spoke to Pran Govind. So it's like this happens. First time you visit to temple, these people are so happy. What's wrong with them? Why they're so happy? And then you join, and then you think like, wow, it's exciting. I like to be with them. But after a few years, you think, oh no, nobody knows what I'm thinking. Each person are individually different. They have their own views. So we go through a phase that we may get confused or sit back or pull us back into instead of progressing. Be careful. Ajamil did that. But we don't want to go through 88 years old body to face this. He was 88 years old, according to Bhagavatam commentary. Time-wise, I'm running short. Next is data conflict. You know data conflict? Data conflict means someone has information you don't have. Or you have information the other person does not have. Even if you had the same data, the same information, you interpret, Prabhu, this means, yes, you have to be serious, but right now, just a job. Yes, I took initiation 16 rounds every day, but right now I can't do this. I'm doing my best. Okay, I should support him. Otherwise, he will probably not talk to me anymore. Okay, how many rounds can you chant? 4 rounds. But you took a bow in front of your Guru 16. Prabhu, don't push. Okay. It's like, maybe none of you ever faced that, but I do a lot of counseling, try to help the devotees. And as a sannyas candidate, this is my duty. Well, then the other devotee will hear something. Like I tell you a story I heard recently from a YouTube, one devotee that I knew him, maybe 35 years back in India, maybe 40 years back. because I was acting as a Lord Chaitanya in 500th anniversary of Lord Chaitanya's, and he was also acting part of it. I was not in he was not in Mayapur, Rome. So it was very interesting. I just saw him, and he mentioned a very interesting story of Giriraj Maharaj. I'm sure some of you maybe heard it. So Giriraj Maharaj has nothing to do with Giriraj Maharaj. One Mataji in the Bombay temple, Mataji ashram and Prabhu's ashram, Brahmachari ashram and Mataji. One Mataji said while going back from the Mangalarti, he said, I had a dream. So then that part, not everybody heard it, that she had a dream. He said, Giriraj Maharaj came to the Mataji's ashram at night. And some Mataji heard it. But they had to go somewhere, so they are thinking, why Maharaj had to come middle of the night in the ashram of Mataji's? Now you know how the brain or mind works. And they went on and on and on, and this one said to this one, blah, 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 blah. It went like a 50 Mataji's. Finally, Giriraj Maharaj also heard, and he told this brahmachari, trace it, because he was temple commander. Where is this story coming from? They traced, but it took few hours because it went a big route. Then the origin Mataji came and said, no, I said I had a dream last night that Giriraj Maharaj came to Mataji's ashram. Now that part, not everybody heard fully, they heard Giriraj Maharaj came. So you think like this, data conflict, and it happens. Regarding Loknath Maharaj, regarding so many devotees, people talk unnecessary. Now, next, interest conflict. Interest conflict. You all are educated, you already know what it is. Interest conflict of interest cause number 4, managemental interest collide. Resources, manpower, money, turf, opportunity. Who is going to get it? When Guru comes to a particular temple, in America, it happened, I cannot say the name because I love that Guru there. The temple is suffering with the monetary during COVID. It's a true story. Oh, maybe I should not say too much, but then you will figure it out. But then Gurudev comes after COVID over. One disciple gave $20,000 donation. And president is thinking, I was going through nightmare, how to survive. And he didn't come forward with any donation. So, how is that he's giving to Guru? But what about the temple who is supporting his spiritual practice every day? It's like not important. So there's a conflict of interest. Means someone has something you want. They want something you want. They are blocking your access to something you want. They are disturbing something you want. That is conflict of interest. Okay, I think that's enough. Already time is running out. Go to the next. Number 5, structural conflict. Structural conflict that favor one group at the expense of another. Structure that creates an imbalance in the ownership of resources or power of authority. Of course, how could this affect devotee? Let me give you an example. Amongst the GBC, I'm also with the GBC college. So amongst the GBC, they thought that we need a new 1 or 2 GBCs. Where can we shoot? So someone says, maybe in Govardhan Eco Village or Chopati area, maybe you can find a 2nd generation. Then somebody says, it's so funny. Somebody says, yes, but they have a insulated, they raised in an insulated area. Means they have a mentoring, they have a counseling, they have always devotee guiding, constant. But some area, like in America or other place, nobody is doing this so much. You are on your own. You go to temple whenever you like, you come out whenever you like. But Govardhan Eco Village is not like this, or Chopati is not like this. You are being observed. Hey, what happened? I didn't see you in Guru Puja. Are you okay? What? And here you don't come for 7 days. Nobody may care. I hope not. I mean, I hope they care. But it's like this. So it's very difficult, you know. So the structure doesn't allow according to one particular vision. Structure doesn't allow equity or justice or fairness. Just like with Mataji being Guru, there was a lot of discussion. I'm not going to discuss on that. You all are more advanced than me. You can figure it out. Now here is my proposition. Prabhus and mothers, please acknowledge that you have joined ISKCON with a big luggage. That luggage you carrying in your heart, in your consciousness. Please look at yourself. We should look at ourselves. It takes some personal honesty. One of the Mataji said, Ajamil was true to himself. Thank you. That's very true. Very good perception. Yes, we have to have a honesty to examine and see what baggage I am bringing to the pluralistic society. Instead of judging others or hearing or disturb, no, that's not our business. Our business is to check here. I am bringing to the pluralistic society, ISKCON society. It's not that we all are neutral. As soon as we take up bhakti, our past is completely obliterated. It's like it's not there. Prabhus and mothers, that's not true. I experience even more than Kormis would experience sometime. And when I read 4.29.69 Prabhupada's purport in Bhagavatam, was just astonishing. Prabhupada says sometimes devotee may think that, how is that I'm going through so much struggle and difficulties? So Prabhupada gave, I'm paraphrasing, I don't remember exactly the line. Prabhupada said that when a devotee comes to Krishna consciousness, Krishna is looking, oh my God, this soul just joined in Bhakti Japa, through Bhakti Japa Sangha group. Now after going home, after Bhakti Japa Sangha group class is over, he's saying, my Lord, I want to go back to spiritual world. Please help me to come and surrender to you. I want to be conscious of you. I want to serve you. I want to love you. I want to become your devotee. Seriously, Mataji or Prabhuji is saying this. And Krishna is thinking, this person wants to marry so many boy or girl, whoever you are, and wants to be the king of that country, wants to have a helicopter, wants to have all the opulence, so many lists in the heart. Paramatma is checking. Now he wants to come back, or she wants to come back. So Krishna says, well, I am intelligent. Ami bigga ei murkhe bishoy kene debo, socharana amrita diya bishoy bhulaibo. I will purify. How? By giving little token instead of all these things, little token. But that little token of me, it takes million life to enjoy all, will be over in one life. It's a struggle. So we should support each other, respect each other, and help to push further. We should talk such a way that other person, what are you leaving impression behind? Please, Prabhus and Mother, is so important. I'm sure you all are doing that. After you finish talking, what impression are you leaving with that devotee? The devotee is eager to speak to you, or stop. well, it's okay. I don't feel like to talk now. Maybe in future. That's not a good impression. That doesn't mean he flatter. That's what sincerity means. We are all bringing certain influences, predilections, predispositions to Krishna consciousness. Those to verified degree can influence our outlook on how ISKCON should proceed. A senior devotee told me once, I don't like these Gayanis. Immediately it turned off me. I said, my God, he's one of the spiritual leader. He's a spiritual master in one of the spirit, but he's a good friend of mine. And because he cares for me and I care. So I was thinking like, but he's old Prabhupada's disciple, Western, but how do I do it? I think it's all right. He has a reason. I don't know. So I didn't hold any bad feeling. It happened, true sense. And later on, I sat down. I said, something bothers me. Can I talk to you? He said, okay. Said, sure, proud anytime. So we sat down. I said, because you are in that position, when you say such word, he said, oh, I'm sorry. And then he explained what happened, something. And I see where he's coming from. I said, but still, if you don't complete the sentence, it can create. He said, I know. Thank you. You are my real friend. So we became more bonded than before. It's very nice, but it bothered me. Maybe it will not bother you, but it bothered me. So what are the baggage you bring? First is Krishna 44. I have a few minutes. Let's see if I can go very quick. You can read 1848 Bhagavad Gita. I'm not going to explain you that Krishna says that everything you do in this life, you will have some fault. But ignore that fault. Don't think, oh God, I have a fault, so I'm not going to do this. No, if you have a natural inclination to do that, you have to purify through Krishna consciousness. So cultural, I'm going to go very short. Cultural diversity, what do we do? What the baggage we can? When Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, he passed away, he's a wonderful, to me, he's a wonderful spiritual leader to me. He's my Shiksha Guru. So when Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj was a brand new devotee, he went to problem and said, I detect body consciousness in ISKCON. You are black, I'm white. You are Indian, I'm Western. Just like one Mayapur leader, I will not say the name because I love him too. He said, how come in our ISKCON, we have more devotee in India, but more GBC in America? I said, are you Maharaj bodily conscious or you just inquiring or you just want me to agree with you? What is your intention? He said, well, what do you think? I said, I cannot think. It is there, it is there. That's all right. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. He said, how can you say like this? I want to be like this. I said, well, let's talk. So like this, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj went to Prabhupada. That's very interesting. I want you to remember what Prabhupada said. Two things he said. So he said, Prabhupada, I see in the movement, even though we are not this body, but there is a body consciousness. I am black, you are white, or this, that. Prabhupada said, I agree with you. It's interesting. Prabhupada said, yes, I agree with you. Body consciousness is there. He says, two people are wrong here. One who is treating someone in body consciousness, that he's black or he's white or he's Indian or he's American, whatever. And the other who is feeling such treatment. So Prabhupada said, both are wrong. We have to rise above. And we see Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's life. He was at that highest level, non-bodily conscious. Next, early training in bhakti. Sure. Early training in bhakti, like in the famous story of Henry Street, New York, Henry Street Prabhupada's time. Because I'm also assigned some service there. I go there every 3 months. And I was there a couple of weeks back. So a temple president of one temple, Prabhupada's disciple, he said, I'm looking for a new temple president. So somebody suggested so-and-so. He said, what does he do? He said, he was early days in Henry Street, ISKCON. Oh, then he's qualified. So then it struck to you, wait, just by being from that temple, you're qualified. You didn't even ask whether he is capable of doing the job, whether he's good in relationship with communication. How come? He said, early training in Henry Street, under Prabhupada's guidance, everybody was always service mood, respectful mood to other devotees. So it's not required. The training was there. So it is there in our society. I see that. Third, level of spiritual progress. Srila Prabhupada says, ISKCON is like a hospital. In a hospital, you have a patient. What the purpose of the hospital, Prabhus and mothers? To take in patients. That's what hospital built for. But the patient follow the doctor's order to verify disease. You have got patients who are very meticulous about following what the doctor says. You have got those in between who doesn't want to follow and some, I'll follow as much I can, like that. So you have like this. Prabhus and mothers in ISKCON we have. Those who are serious, those are like layback. I did for 10 years, but now, I'm taking a little time. These are there. These will be there. That's the life in hospital. Some are seriously following doctor's word, instruction. Some don't like to follow. Some are in between. In ISKCON also we have like that. That's why Prabhupada gave that example. Another example Prabhupada gave, ISKCON is like a classroom at school. When you join, there are one group of people, group of students, they're goody students. They're straight A's. They would be in the front of the classroom. I'm sure you all are experienced, I hope. Just staring at the teacher. They're not even blinking anywhere else or moving anywhere else. Just leaping everything up. Teacher would say, jump. They say, how high? In ISKCON, we'll have some devotee. Always have this kind of devotee. And then there is a middle classroom. They're like following the teacher. Sometimes they're also looking who else is in the classroom, who is in the back, what's going on with the rest. And in the back, they are so busy of seeing everybody else doing their own thing. And once in a while, they look at this is there. There's a fourth type of, it's called Purva Sanskar. Prabhupada says this. Someone joined to movement, progress very quick, means they did something in previous life. Don't be surprised. It's all right. Appreciate and just go on. Embrace it. Besides past life impression, you got to deal with the conditioning in this life, Prabhus and Mother. Conditioning you have picked up in this life, which filtered through your previous past life. So there's so much influence. I don't like in Bhakti Japa Sangha group, there is a one Prabhu or one Mataji talk too fast or always want to grab him. Or I see one Mataji never open or unmute, never want to say anything. Is she there or not? I don't like it. It is not a good view. This is how it is. This is how it is. Accept it and go on. Don't become judgmental. It will be dangerous otherwise. Yes, fifth number is conditioning in this life. Then 6, socio-economic status. One devotee, early days he joined, and he said, we struggle so hard to make living. Now I come to this temple, my God, expensive car, BMW, this, that, so many lawyers, so many engineers, so many this, that. What happened my old age? I'm disturbed. You know, I'm also, I have some responsibility in New Orleans. So I go there once in a while. Some of the senior devotees say, is there like a Bengali temple? I said, no, New Orleans temple. I know, but that's like a Bengali temple, right? Because majority is all Bengali lives there. So these are there. 7 category intellectual capacity. It is not required to have a sharp material intellectual capacity for bhakti. I hope you don't see that way. Or somebody's FRCS or whatever, PhD. No, this is not required to advance in spiritual life. Our point is not that. Our point is that apparent material differences in intellectual capacity contributes to pluralistic conflicts in ISKCON. Can contribute. Choice of friend. Krishna, I don't know, a few minutes. Choice of friend. It's a human tendency to choose friends among those who agree with us. It is just normal. It is hard to be friend with someone who disagrees with you on major things. And the habit. Habit, everyone has a habit. Life in this world is all about habit, energy. When you do sadhana, you become also sadhana habit. Thinking habits, behavioral habits. So you are all bringing into ISKCON different habits, understanding all these factors. And I am convincing you will be better equipped to avoid polarization. That's my point, mothers and prabhus. What to speak of exclusivism. We are gonna make our own organization. Those who really know what Prabhupada wants. There's a group, they feel like that. We have to be careful. I want 2 persons to read very quick in 2 minutes. Just the translation.
I'll read, Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Translation: the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear son of the king, I'm very much pleased by the friendly relationship among you. All of you are engaged in one occupation, devotional service. I'm so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune. Now you may ask a benediction of me. Hare Krishna.
Krishna will give you. See, you don't have to even ask if you cooperate. Can somebody read this, please? Quick.
Since the son of King Prachini Barisat were all united in Krishna consciousness, the Lord was very pleased with them. Each and every one of the sons of the King Prachini Barisat was an individual soul, but they were united in offering transcendental service to the Lord. The unity of the individual souls attempting to satisfy the Supreme Lord or rendering service to the Lord is real unity. In the material world, such unity is not possible. Even though people may officially unite, they all have different interests. In the United Nations, for instance, all the nations have their particular all the nations have their particular national ambitions, and consequently, they cannot be united.
Very good. One more, Prabhu, extending purpose.
Okay, this unity between individual souls is so strong. Oh, sorry, someone has to read, right?
It doesn't matter. Go ahead, Prabhu.
This unity between individual souls is so strong within this material world that even in a society of Krishna consciousness, members sometimes appear disunited due to their having different opinions and leaning towards material things. Actually, in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be two opinions. There is only one goal, to serve Krishna to one's best ability. If there is some disagreement over service, such disagreement is to be taken as spiritual. Those who are actually engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be disunited in any circumstance. This makes the Supreme Personality of Godhead very happy and willing to award all kinds of benediction to his devotees. As indicated in the verse, we can see that the Lord is immediately prepared to award all benedictions to the sons of King Prachini Barisat.
Very good. Let me see. Oh, this is long letter. But you can read this. This is later. I'll stop here because I have only 2 minutes. Dear Prabhus and mothers, I see some hands already up. What do we do? We have 2 minutes. Yes.
So, Prabhuji, quick answers can be given, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Okay.
We can go another 10 minutes for question and answers.
Oh, really? Wow. You are very merciful to me. Okay. Whoever would like to go first? Param Karuna Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
Yes, Mataji, thank you. Prabhu, you told that you quoted the verse, Sunnatamsa. What is Sunnatamsa Krishna? What is that verse, Prabhu? That once here, if you once hear continuously, but after hearing, the intelligence should play the role. But isn't it something like that? That the hearing is of the Brahman is so powerful that even if the intelligent doesn't work, intelligent as a particular role, as it doesn't work at all, still that Shabda Brahman will play a role in the life of devotee or a sadhaka.
I am chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. What is Sukadev Prabhu is doing? He has no light in his room. So now tell me, who is chanting? Who is the chanter here? I'm chanting, but my mind is thinking, why Sukadev Prabhu's room is dark? So who is chanting? Who is the chanter here?
Of course not you, but you are the chanter, but you are not there.
Who is you? Who am I? The soul is chanting, or the body is chanting, or the mind is chanting?
Soul is chanting.
Soul is not chanting there.
Mind.
Soul is allowing the body to utter, but the mind is distracting. Mind is thinking about Sukadev Prabhu's room, darkness. Has nothing to do with chanting. If mind can be pulled, aligned with the uttering the sound, then it can reach to that direction where the soul will be chanting and pure name is there. Who is going to do that? Is it going to happen automatically or no? I have to. The soul, through the consciousness, has to direct. No, I don't want you to think whether there's a light enough light in Sukadev Prabhu's room or not. We are chanting, calling out, my Lord, I'm not qualified, please accept me. With that mood, like a child, Prabhupada said, then yes. So constantly we have to, whatever we hear for spiritual benefit, we have to direct. It's not going to happen automatically. You can read the purport, Prabhu. In the purport of Prabhupada says, contemplation, reflection, these words he uses that we have to contemplate. Contemplation means automatically reflection, then assimilation. Very nice question, Param Karunapur. Thank you.
Is there any particular type of chanting, like early morning? Do you recommend? I'm just short. You can answer very short. Like
finish your 16 round before Mangalarti is the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. You are such a good book distributor. Thank you.
Ananda Prabhuji, please go ahead.
Danvat pranam to everyone and Pran Govind Prabhuji. Haribol. I was just curious about the two more rules Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami had. You know, you mentioned one of them was, what was that? So I want to know the other two if you can.
Two rules.
You said he gave 6 rules, right?
Why did I say that? I'm just thinking, what was the relevant 6?
one was not deceiving, when chanting and holding the fish on the other hand. One hand chanting, another.
Oh, the other one, the four regulative principle. Oh, I'm
regulations.
sorry. Yes. Yes. Deception.
Deception, yes. And the other one? And there's the
Other
sixth
one that, the deception was that on the right hand chanting and left hand fish.
Right.
Still today you will see some villager does this. I hope it's changing because ISKCON is so powerful right now in Bengal. It's unbelievable. They changed the whole atmosphere. It's wonderful, wonderful. The duplicity and what is that? How do you say this? Goralata. Opposite to simplicity. Duplicity and pretentious. They're not same thing. They're completely opposite actually. You add this four regulative principle with these two. Bhaktivinoda Thakur time there was a 6 regulative principle. But Prabhupada made it into 4, very applicable. Thank you. That was very nice.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Sukhakar Prabhu.
Prabhu, that fifth one I did not write down. That conditioning you told, no? About that Purva Samskara. That before I write down, that went off. Conditioning, one point you told, no? Before the socio-economic status.
If you want, I'll send it on for everybody else. If you really want it. Sure, sure.
Really we need Prabhu. Yeah.
And so what was the first one? Cultural diversity, then level of spiritual progress, and then
early training
Purva
in
Samskar,
Bhakti, Purva Samskar,
conditioning in this life, then socio-economic status.
Yeah, then intellectual capacity.
Yes. And then choice of friends.
Habits.
And then habits. This is happening right now. This is happening right now amongst the devotees.
But if you can send it, very good, because your points are fantastic.
I'll send it to my mother, Shama Gauri Devidasi, and then she can post it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you.
So tomorrow I'll put the light in the room. I'm sorry, because the light was not clear.
No, I'm not. Please don't take it. It's just an example. No, you can be in the low light. It's okay. It's wonderful, actually. Any takeaway? One?
All takeaway. No any.
Mother Jyoti. Devi.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, at the start of the lecture, you said that you feel secure. So can you please give me some factors, how you feel that security or what you did exactly to that? And the second question is, can you give the path of...
Mother, hold on for second question. First question itself is like you are very thoughtful. I'm a tiny guy. Just give me a little, because your question has a very deep meaning. Now, I'm going to tell you like what I practically saw it. I learned from many speakers, like my spiritual mentor Radhanath Maharaj told me straight on my face, if your relationship will be disturbed with anyone, don't go there. Even it is wrong. Even that person is wrong, right? So you have to create, paraphrase, come with the idea, how can I want to help that person, did something wrong, but at the same time, relationship is not disturbed, is not lost. It is the biggest challenge for me, but now it's becoming a little smoother. And I see it works out, and it actually gives you such a joyful, because I should not have a false claim, but I don't have any enemy, I feel. Especially amongst the devotee. I hope. This is my prayer.
Super.
But I do follow 17:15 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says these 5 things you do whenever you speak. I do. In the beginning, it was very hard, mother. But you try to practice for a while and it becomes a natural. Just like I asked Radhanath Maharaj, I'm really attracted of your humility, your humbleness. Can you please, Maharaj, teach me, please? He looks at me straight. Many years back, I remember, he said, Pran Govind Prabhu, will you believe what I say? I said, yes, Maharaj, I will believe. He said, I was pretending to be humble. And I did for many years. Now it became natural. Now, I don't know. You can take it out, whatever you think. That's how he's told me. And I also pretend, and I do. And now it became like it's normal, natural. It is so joyful. It's like there's no feeling problem, contrast, even though we have a very big diversity. We have thousands of devotees in America, I mean, in Alachua, but we have a mutual respect for each other. It's a wonderful. It is possible if we start applying this slowly, 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 slowly. And there are many things. Your sadhana, number 1 priority. I will not, well, I'm just scared of telling. Okay, in my householder life, I had to be wake up and middle of the night to talk. So my wife is guru actually, in that sense, because she wanted to talk, I didn't want to talk. I wanted to sleep. I should not say this, but anyway, I'm just, because you're asking my personal. So I said, but now I look at back, I wake up also early. And I think like, I could not do this. I didn't like to do it, but somebody trained me up in a wrong way, I thought, but it is actually Krishna's desire that Krishna was using her to train me up. So she is my guru in that sense, my own wife, that I respect her. And I see it works now. Automatically I wake up and I feel joyful to finish my rounds before Mangalarti. It's so wonderful. So when opposition comes, not necessarily I'm saying attractive, but if you can some or other tolerate and take it, don't react, you will appreciate that Krishna is preparing you to come to him that way. He's not going to force, but he's going to facilitate. But we have to recognize how the facility comes. It may not come in a pleasant way, but embrace it. You may not like some sannyasi, you may not like some devotee. Just take it. That person is going through like this, and always pray for them is the best thing. I do. It's a habit I have built up. I just pray for randomly many devotees. Because we all, if we pray each other, one day we'll be all in Gulab Vrindavan. I'm sure you all do that. Many of you probably do that same thing. You know how many people praying for me? I feel guilty. How can I not pray for them? Now you may say senior devotee like Indradumna Swami, he sent a little letter, email. I want you to think of me when you pray every day. I took it seriously. Now, does he need prayers? My prayer? No. Yes. Intellectually, I can say he doesn't need my prayer. He's such an elevated soul. Who am I, Pran Govind Das, a little creature? But he asked me to do that. I'll do that. And I do this every day. I think of him. I think of few sannyasis who ask me, and I pray. So it's a good, for whatever reason, by their mercy, my endeavor combination, I feel very secure. I really do. A path, this path, ISKCON that giving, Prabhupada that gave, it's so sublime, it's so perfect, so pure. I literally can speak whole day about it. There's no question. As long we encourage everybody to follow that path. This is a challenging, but we have to help others to follow this. So I hope this gives you some hint. Thank you,
Very
Mother.
hard to digest. It will take a lot of practice, Prabhuji. But there is one more question. Can I ask, please?
Prabhuji, it is already 8:12. We will take this question
Mataji.
offline. Is that okay? And even Anjana Mataji raised her hand. We can take the question offline. Mataji, you can send it to me. I will send it to Prabhuji, and Prabhuji will send audio messages like last time. And I will forward it to the devotee. Okay.
Wonderful.
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Pancha kalpataru vishwakripa japa sangha ki jai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
ki jai.
Radhe Radhe.
Pran Prabhu ki
Pran
jai.
Govind Prabhu ki jai.
Ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Pranam.
Hare
everyone for
Krishna.
joining today's class. We'll meet tomorrow again. Hare Bol.
Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
See you tomorrow morning.